Captain's Log Supplemental.
So, Miss Vicky.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember when we were watching those WRL events and some of those grid life events where you used to see the in-car video and it had like the cameras seeing front and back, but it also could see all the telemetry and everything that was going on?
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of the ones that we liked were taken by the Sentinel system. Remember James came on our podcast earlier?
Right.
You know, we have no excuse since he lent us one for trial and demonstration purposes. We should actually probably put that in one of our cars. Maybe two.
I really think we should.
I think we should.
I know.
Because then we'd look like the immature endurance racing team that we are. Oh, wait, I mispronounced that, didn't I? Sorry, my bad. We could
so what does the Sentinel system do?
We could have 3 cameras with picture-in-picture. We could have, if we ever get the AIM system to work, open invitation to anybody from AIM to come on and give us a little bit of love. We need some help. And then we could have all our telemetry on there. And then we can have it streamed live into the paddock or around the world to our millions of fans. We're apparently very popular in Kenya right now. Don't know why, but that's fine. And it can integrate all the available race statistics from like Race Hero and everything. So we could actually see how we're doing on video. We wouldn't even have to carry around our phone anymore. Live.
I love it.
From the great halls of their house, there are assembled 3 who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher. Their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicky Fisher. Our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Skripchuk. And our Batman, the master of tools, gadgets, and all things mechanical, our mild-mannered soon-to-be billionaire, Alan Danvers. Their mission, to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them, and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team. Dominating with Dawson.
Man,
all right.
If we put some of this in Dominating with Dawson, we'd get ratings. Ben Dawson. I need me some Ben Dawson. I had a great discussion on another podcast, and I want to talk to Ben Dawson. Where is he?
Are there?
Hey,
Ben, come over here.
Get that guy.
Okay,
get that guy. He's right near you.
So I feel like you said something about other podcasts. Are you saying that there are other podcasts that people can listen to? Because I haven't heard of any.
There are, and I've sent you this podcast, so don't deny it. Lizard Brain Podcast.
Yeah, TomO and DJ GarageHeroesInTraining. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, which one's easier to say?
Name.
Yes, it's pretty easy.
Those guys are pretty. They seem like they're pretty squared away and have their heads on straight. I like to hear their show a little bit.
They do. They get into driving at a higher level than we typically do. Not that we can't get there, but you know, they're pretty well accomplished drivers, and you know they've got some unique outlooks on things. And this was something that I thought was interesting. So I'm going to ask you first,
okay,
and then I'm going to compare to what DJ does, and then I'm going to compare to what TomO did.
Okay.
Believe it or not, even though they're both alien superstar fast, they were almost diametrically opposed to each other with the way they did.
Okay. All right.
So if you were to try to talk somebody through a turn, as in what is Ben Dawson looking at coming down a straightaway into, let's just say it's a right-hand turn, just to make things simple so everybody can envision this. What are you looking at, including traffic, including flag stations, including track and everything? If you were to try to describe what your practical eye movements and focuses or foci or foci, depends on how you want to say it, what would you say you would typically do in a normal, just right-hand 90-degree turn? I know you used to be just close your eyes, press the gas pedal.
No, I mean, I don't know if either of those guys are saying they like focusing in on one thing, but I think kind of my sequence is I'm noticing where I am among the braking markers, kind of peripherally.
Okay, so not a
Kind of
focus, but like
I'm gauging
peripheral.
my position just by
Mhm.
seeing when those go by and thinking, okay, here's where I am, and engaging where I'm going to brake. So I'm not using a visual for my braking point, but I'm kind of getting tuned in for where I want to hit the brakes just by kind of knowing where I
Mhm.
am among the boards. And then typically there's usually a corner station on the way in or
Mhm.
somewhere.
Some
So
most of the time, yeah.
a lot of times before I'm going to focus right in on the inside of the turn eventually we're headed toward the focal point of me just kind of aiming right into the turn, at least for getting turned in. So I'm kind of eyeballing I'm using a couple of visual references, mainly focus on down track just to make sure I'm not seeing somebody spinning down there or making sure
Mhm.
I've got a clear track that I'm rolling into. But I'm noticing where I am among the corner boards. I'm referencing the worker in the station, not
Mhm.
just seeing the station, but I want to see if the worker's trying to tell me anything real
Mhm.
quick. I'm not trying to make eye contact and wave and say hi, but I'm trying to see if I see a flag over there, see if I see them making any agitated movements. As long as everything is okay, and I'm probably starting to break at this point. I'm focusing in on my turn in, where I'm turning in and down into the apex if I can see it. You know what I mean? I'm looking
Mhm.
there, but I mean, by the time I get to the apex, I'm not looking at it. By the time I get to the apex, I'm already looking past track out because track out, even when I'm at the apex, track out is already done.
Yeah.
That's already set. The way that's going to go is already set. So, in general, I'm looking as far down the track as I can see. You know,
Right.
that's where my eyes are always going is how far down the track can I see and how's that affecting what I'm doing now? Probably not much. Whatever's right in front of you is already done.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that is that what you were asking me? Like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
where am I?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So Ben, if you were a host of Lizard Brains, your eye um, technique that you described, which we all know, trying to describe what we're doing in the heat of battle, we do a lot of other things that we just do them and we don't even realize it. You would be very closely aligned to DJ.
Well, and also I fail to say the thing that I for sure am doing too is watching my mirrors. Like in
Oh
that
yeah.
whole sequence, I'm
Yep.
checking my mirrors at least once or twice. So my eyes are also going up and down, looking at my mirrors and making sure
Hmm.
nobody's sneaking in there or just surprising me. So
Yeah.
I failed to say that, but that is also part of my visual
Yeah,
too. So
for
my
sure.
visual
And I'm
references
sure
that.
we left out like 50 other details,
Right.
but the approach that you have is more clearly aligned with DJ than
Okay.
with Tom.
Well, what the hell is Tom doing then?
That's what I want to know because, I'm not saying Tom's faster than DJ or DJ's faster than Tom. It depends on, they each could have their day and depends on the discipline of driving. But so what Tom does, which I did a little of, but I too follow almost exactly what you do and what DJ does. What Tom does is he adds. Okay, let me go back before we get there. What I don't want our listeners to think of is that we are locking on targets and just moving from target to target. There's more like scans with a little more focus and scans. Your eyes are moving. You're not looking at the apex, looking at the apex, looking at the apex, looking at track out, looking at track out, looking at track out, looking down the track. You're kind of
Right.
scanning the whole thing. Tom's approach has two things that you didn't mention, but I think they're significantly different enough that we could probably talk about. One is when he's going down the straightaway or anytime he's on the track and he's got a little extra time, like
Mm-hmm.
extra bandwidth, is he's peeking all the way around. Like as far as he can see, as much of the track as he can see, because you never know what happens, whatever you can see. The
Yeah, no, I agree with that because I mean, also half the time I'm trying to see how close am I closer to that car I'm trying to catch, or is that
Yep,
guy who's catching me? You know what I mean?
yep.
I'm like, yeah,
Yep.
I get the
Or
big
is
reference
there
too.
some shitstorm brewing around the
Yeah,
turn down the track, or
sure.
is that puddle still there? Whatever. The second thing is Tom looks at turns in reverse.
Oh,
So
working them backwards to him,
he
pulling it
works
back
them
to him.
backwards because like you mentioned, it's already done, right?
Yeah.
My turn in point's already done. My apex is probably done because my speed and my turn in and my braking determine where my apex is. And really, the only thing I can do is track out. And then he lets his subconscious motor skills, hands and feet,
Hmm.
make fine adjustments to get to where his eyes are telling him he needs to be. So he's got that longer vision, but he's doing it in reverse. Instead of doing it turn in to apex to track out, he's actually looking at track out, or maybe even down straightaway, and then working his way backwards with his vision. And I thought that might be something interesting to talk about, and maybe even an interesting drill to use to, when you're always in your classic HPD, look far, raise your eyes. Maybe actually this is what could be something that we could actually describe to give to our students, to give them something to look at, as opposed to, I'm looking at the sun. It's 93 million miles away. I can't look any further right now. Plus, you got this big green blob in the middle of your vision if you look at the sun too long. But, maybe this is a way to describe looking farther.
Yeah, I like that. That's a pretty neat approach that I've never thought of. I'm not sure how I can make that natural to myself, but it seems like something that with practice, it might be a good reference, or at least a good thing to break you out of, maybe especially if you're an endurance racer and you get stuck in the monotony of what you're doing. Go, hey, let me work some turns backwards for the next lap and a half or a couple laps and get myself kind of back in the game, even if it doesn't become your primary approach. It sounds like a great thing to have in the toolbox that I'm always talking about. But yeah, that's a really cool way to kind of conceptualize it, because yeah, you're right. I mean, as long as you kind of done a safety check on your way in, you can run that turn backwards in your head with your eyes and work, pull it right back up to you. So that's cool. Yeah, definitely not something I would have thought about doing without somebody saying, "Hey, check out this idea." But yeah, I like it.
You could do this. Plan B, and then when they were doing this description, I don't know if you're quite old enough to remember, like the old Battlestar Galactica, and they have the Cylons, and they had the eye that just like goes back and forth.
Yeah, that red eye.
And that's always the model I had in my head when I'm driving on track, is I want to keep sweeping my eyes and not really locking on focus for anything, but keep swinging. But Tom starting out, working his way back, I'm thinking he does that, and then obviously he swings forward too. Because you can't, I guess you could close your eyes, put them back at the track out, and then open your eyes. That would be kind of dumb, though.
Well, and I've been on a campaign for a very long time to try to prove to everybody and convince everybody. Nobody wants to listen, but I've been saying TomO is a Cylon this whole time. Nobody wants to believe it. That he's passing because he seems like such a normal, affable, and fun guy.
Yeah.
But that guy's an alien. He's a Cylon. He's out to take over our whole world and make us all image in his own image, which would be kind of cool too. Because I mean, he's a pretty rad dude. But anyway, be aware that dude is a Cylon.
That's why he wears the sunglasses, because you can't see the red eye going back and forth.
Yeah. I love that dude's sunglasses. There's so much to love about him. Yeah, that's awesome.
There is. So something to think about. Like, don't focus. Keep your eyes moving. Keep your eyes, try to take in whatever distance. It's like in there was a movie, they said, information is power, and the more information you can get into your brain through your eyes, or through your hands, or through your feet, or through your butt,
sure,
the better you'll be. And maybe if you're having trouble getting back to gas, or hitting the apex, or really tracking out, maybe you need to look further down, or maybe start further down and work your way back. And it's at least a good drill, and maybe it could be a good habit.
Extending your range of vision on track will never hurt you.
No.
Whether it's coming to you or going out, it's always a benefit to be looking way down the track for reference, for safety, for car orientation. It's all good.
Yep. And one thing I always remember is, talking to Ross and talking to some of the other coaches that we've talked to and been fortunate enough to talk to, even the F1 guys, the Indy guys, the NASCAR guys, they're doing vision drills daily. And they drive just a wee bit more than we do.
That's right.
And if they got to keep working on it and practicing it, what chance do we have when we go to the track? Maybe once a month.
Yeah. So. Once a year, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. Once a month isn't a bad year, but yeah.
That's funny when you said something about feeling it with your butt. I was trying to get my kid down for bed tonight. He's 4, almost about to be 5. and my phone buzzed in my pocket. I was like, who's vibrating my butt with my phone? And all of a sudden he gets real sad. He's like, he's like, I want my butt to vibrate with your phone too. It's just like, sorry, buddy. Next time, I'll try to get my phone to vibrate on your butt next time, little man.
You don't get to sleep soon, your butt's going to be vibrating for a whole nother reason. But no,
He was so sad. I was like, "Well, buddy, what are you so sad about?" He's like, "I want my butt to vibrate."
Garage Heroes in Training in no way says spanking is good, but
Vibrate your kid's butt with your cell phone, though. Do that. That's pretty cool.
that's okay. Yeah,
They love that.
exactly. So, all right. So trying to quantify vision and eye tracking, I think that's about the 20th time we've talked about it. It was something new. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that was new for me. I'm glad that was new ground to cover, and it was cool to hear an approach from a couple of pretty accomplished guys, and to hear that they're that divergent and also that similar as far as results.
Yep.
It's another thing that I picked up from listening to their show is those guys are both such huge fans of each other. I don't know how much they directly compete with each other. I'm sure they cross swords at grid life events or something like that. But one of the episodes I listened to, DJ is describing, because DJ is also a fairly new racer, but he's really good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
But he was talking about, like, it was this grid race event. He's describing what happened, a grid life event, sorry, grid life race. And he's describing what happened. And Tom was like, yeah, I think I remember watching that. And he's describing what he was thinking while he was watching the broadcast from somewhere else. He's like, was that so-and-so at this track in 2021, 22? And it was like, they're such fans of each other, and they're so into each other's racing. It's really cool to hear hear him talk about it. Just like, oh, was that that was so and so track? I mean, they talk about it like with the level of reverence that you'd have for Monaco 1987 or something. They're talking about, oh, this is grid life at Gingerman or something. It's a really really cool aspect of their show, which is called Lizard Brains
podcast. Yep.
Yeah. So after you've listened to 100,000 episodes of us, go check out one of theirs.
It's a good ratio.
It is, yeah. Nailed it.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, cool. I'm glad we got a couple in. It makes me feel good to know I got something I can listen to down the road. It's so funny. We're riding every time I play one of these and tap into the car. He's like, "Is that your race car friends?" He's like, "Why do you talk to them?" I'm like, "This is fun." And then he just stops and he'll listen to everything. And we say something weird or wacky. He's like, well, "Why'd y'all say that?" But then he's like, "Play some K-pop for me." I'm like, "All right, fine, you got some K-pop."
Oh, you want some K-pop? I'll give you some K-pop. You ready?
Rat-tat-tat.
Rat-tat-tat-tat. By
What's so funny? Both my kids, they'll start just doing general K-pop sounds. I'm like, yeah, you've clearly got the formula. All it is ba ba da ba ba da 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 da.
No. I'm giving you a song, not a sound.
Oh no, they all are that sound. That's literally what they sound like. The thing you just did.
Rat-ta-ta-ta by Baby Metal.
Yeah.
It's good.
See, but yes, that's but as far as like the popular K-pop now, it all is that same formula. It's just like ba 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 ba. I know who Baby Metal is too, but yes, it's so funny that it's so formulaic. But also, I forbid it in my house because if I'm having a toss and turn at night, the thing that doesn't let me go back to sleep is K-pop pops in my head, and I'm just sitting there going like that, and it's like So that's my kryptonite is catchy songs. Like it was the song from the Disney movie Encanto.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't get. We don't talk about Bruno. Like
We
that
don't talk
was my
about Bruno.
thing.
Yep.
Man, if I was tossing and turning, all of a sudden Bruno would be in my head, and I'm like, we can't sleep. We can't sleep with Bruno in the house because I couldn't
Bruno,
get any
we're not
sleep.
talking to you anymore, Bruno.
I was so mad at Bruno for months anytime I was just having a rough night. So yes,
I mean,
K-pop is my current version of that.
Okay. All right. Well,
I have to listen to
is good.
I do. Yeah, I know my brother-in-law has been a huge baby metal fan for years, so I've been infected by that already. But I'll tell you that my cleaner song, the song that cleans me out, doesn't work in the middle of the night, of course, but Landslide.
Okay.
Landslide, even like the Billy Corgan version, but Landslide, that will get anything stuck in my head. I can wash it out, but it also leaves me clean because it also leaves me Landslide is not stuck in my head after that. It's a full.
So that's your earworm Q-tip. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly right. That's my Q-tip is Landslide. I'm growing older too.
There you go.